except for the non-fraternization. Our damn colonel was dragging German prostitutes in his tent the day he got there. He called that fraternization.
I had another World War II vet customer of mine, and he told me that he was the guy that took the. He was in, I think he was in somewhere in France, I believe, and he gave cigarettes to. And like in America, every time there was a home run hit, there would be like 2 cartons of cigarettes sent to the troops for free. They'd give them away.
Yeah, I had so many cigarettes I got bag full of them.
And he was the one who distributed them to the guys in the troops, and he said he used to steal them, and a lot, like half of them he'd take, and he'd trade them off for like women and money for poker and gambling, and so he ripped off his own guys with the cigarettes, but they're supposed to be going to the troops, and he kept half of them.
Yeah, we used to trade cigarettes for food. We had army food and we got tired of it. We traded the Italians for fish.
Wow.
And here he says nobody can tell when, but soon this summer there's going to be a great big push by the Germans, and they're going to kick our ass the hell out of there.
This is German stuff.
Yeah.
This is their propaganda, or is this?
It was leaflets that dropped by the Germans.
Oh, this is to
tell the population that wouldn't be long until Hitler would have them safe from us.
Wow. Do you have any leaflets the Americans dropped down?
Hmm?
Do you have any American leaflets?
No. Anyhow.
That's pretty wild.
That's wild, isn't it?
Jeez.
So here you have the proof of who was at...
you know, without the... Don't you agree without the propaganda? I mean, Hitler would never have gotten in the position he was in. He just brainwashed the whole... He had the propaganda machine on his side.
To tell you the damn truth about it, I've thought or many times in my lifetime, and while I am taken aback by Hitler's methods as much as anyone. He killed too many people, too many kids, and whatnot. So I think. I don't know for sure. But the truth about the matter is that you cannot have somebody as successful as Hitler was with his German people unless these people felt that they were being mistreated by the Jews. Now, the Jews had mistreated those people so completely that they were ready to overthrow the government, which was synonymous with Jew, that they went along with Hitler in trying to wipe out the Jew, all the way from being active to being passive. But the fact is that they still wanted, as Hitler wanted, the Jews out of power in Germany.
Right.
Now the Jews have done that same thing to themselves, the world over.
Right.
They have always been somebody wanting them out of power.
Right, because there's always been the craftiness.
The reason is they take over like a cancer.
Right.
They completely run a country. They don't allow anybody to have any kind of say in court except through them. And this is their crime. And this is the crime I was telling that woman, that aunt of Roman Pats. The crime you commit, I said, is that you do a good job of taking over and organizing prosperity and everything else in an area. We've got to give you that. Where the Jews come in, there's prosperity. But then you go on and you absolutely take away any thought of freedom from the people that you have under your government. They no longer have freedom to do anything. You are in complete charge, and if you find you want to put some of those people into jail, you do so. And this is your big crime. You take over like a cancer. And she said, no, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's people, because people talk against Jews in their home all the time. I said, in 1929, I was raised in a home where my father came out of, there's something else that may surprise the hell out of you. Jew and communist is synonymous in Europe. There is no differentiation.
Still? You mean still today?
Today.
Yeah.
I have people that come over and they claim that the liberal Jewish attitude of government is one and the same as the communist had. It doesn't deviate much from that simple plan. And I was surprised.
How about socialism and Democrats?
Huh?
Just like socialism and Democrats.
Democrats, yeah, and so the Democrats are
socialists.
Are the
government control.
Are the bodies of the
communists.
Right. So when the biggest disappointment in this last election was that little Jewish guy that didn't get in.
Oh, Lieberman?
Yeah. He was just about
Vile.
to break into the put the Jewish people in complete charge of the American government, and with him in there next as a president, and whatever they do, the liberals would just run away with this country.
You want to get me started on this? I'm so against Democrats. I think they're evil. I really do.
So why are they evil? Because they support these very damn people. That,
socialism, communism.
It's been going on for years.
Yep.
And there's a constant
battle between good and evil, and the sickness is they think we're the evil ones. They're the evil ones. They're the ones who try to steal the election, and they turn it around and make it seem like we did. How dare them?
They'll point to you and they'll say, "Are you in favor of what Hitler did?" Nobody's in favor of what Hitler did. He did some horrible things, according to what we hear.
Yeah.
But do you know, I've got to yet be shown one single dead Jew.
Yeah.
Every Jewish held company in Germany supplied Hitler with equipment.
Right.
Until he got out of hand. They couldn't wait to sell to the German army all kinds of equipment.
Right.
When I was in Germany, Germans had trucks that were built in Germany. They had much other equipment that was built in America, like Ingersoll Rand compressors on wheels. They bought them directly from us before the war. And all kinds of other support equipment, trailers and junk, all made in America.
Mm-hmm.
So when Hitler was coming to power, the big shots in Germany who built the trucks and cars and everything else couldn't, they thought nothing of selling to him and his government all kinds of equipment. They were making money. The only thing they didn't think he would ever get to the point where he would want to take over the whole world, you see. It's just like we've got a president right now in power. A president, when I say a president, I'm talking about a symbol.
Yeah.
The government that's in power right now, well, would you think there was anything wrong with General Electric selling a lot of equipment to the Army, which is under the present
Bush
regime? No. That's fine, that's great.
Yeah.
But what if that regime gets out of hand?
Right.
And takes that same equipment and uses it in a way that you didn't intend for it?
Well, that's wrong then.
Then, of course, you would say, why the hell the person that sold it to him should be punished?
Right.
But the person that sold it to them under a different atmosphere, a different situation.
Premise. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we always make that mistake.
Yeah.
You take a person that's down here in South America, like this dope pusher they had in jail for a while. He worked with the United States government for years. Finally, they turned against him, or for some reason or other, and they tried to put him in jail. What the hell was his name? The one in Panama.
Made a deal with him or something?
Hmm?
They made a deal with him?
Yeah, made a deal with him, and I guess they finally turned him loose. But he was a dope pusher from the word go, and with the help of the United States Army.
Jeez.
What the hell was his name? Or something.
I don't know. If I heard it, maybe
You know, the Panama Canal.
Mm-hmm.
He was in charge of the Panama Canal.
Okay.
He was he was running the government there, and we had to take over Panama. Remember?
Noriega.
He came out of power.
Noriega? No.
For Noriega.
Is him?
Yeah. He worked with the United States government for many, many years. All of a sudden, we found him. We were in a fight against him, and
we lost that. I mean, we gave it up, didn't we? We abandoned it.
Get a load of those pressed pants.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, but we had to be neat.
Wow, parade type gear.
Yeah.
Well.
Then get a load of these clothes in actual use when we're out there in the
field.
Not them. We weren't that bad off.
Blown off boxes here. Bombed out area here.
There you see. I'll tell you another thing that's really strange.
Tara, I'd love to borrow and copy one of these Messerschmitt pictures.
We were in Rome. We went to Anzio. When we came up to the gates of Rome,
that's a bloody ass.
The United States Army brought troops from the United States that were fresh and clean and pressed clothes and paraded them through Rome. And they stopped the fighting men just outside of Rome and put us in a camp and wouldn't let us come anywhere near the parade. In other words, we were not paraded through the streets after winning the war. They put fresh troops in it to be paraded through the streets. That's our army. That's our American Army.
Amazing.
Amazing is right.
Take two, right? It's like Hollywood.
Yeah, it was Hollywood.
Like they took a second take of the flag Was that famous picture of the guys raising the flag?
Yeah.
They took it twice. The first one, then they told them to do it again for the photographer. That's what I heard.
And really, the first one is the one that's really important.
Yeah.
And it makes no difference how bad the flag looked,
Or how bad the posing
how
was.
bad the soldiers were dressed.
Right.
It makes no difference. It was a real thing.
Yep.
Now they put them all in nice uniforms and get a new clean flag and do it all over again. You know,
Yep.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I get a little pissed off at that. It takes the credit away from those who really did the job.
There was something in this. Something slipped out.
Here's a couple of old Italian girls.
War, though.
I was at Auschwitz 6 months before the war ended.
Are you kidding? I thought, I mean,
I'm not
Eisenhower and all that.
Eisenhower was sitting on his ass over in England when I was in Auschwitz.
That whole thing was just, the timing was, I mean.
Then they came across the channel after that.
Amazing.
I was here, guarding German
Yeah,
prisoners.
supposedly all this discovery happened after D-Day. All of it, you know?
No, and it didn't happen after D-Day. We were there long before.
Well, I know, but history teaches us that this...
They're lying.
Yeah.
Plain ass lying.
It's incredible. No, wait a minute, this is your proof right here. If you have a date on the picture.
I don't think there's a date on it, but I'm sure that
no
I
date
know
on
what that is.
No date on it. It's too bad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still Auschwitz.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. It's those buildings down there, and they were low buildings like that, and they're all concrete block, and they were showers. You'd call them showers.
Yeah, let me see.
Inside they had cement floors.
There's people in the middle of the area. Yeah, that's some heavy-duty barbed wire fence there, I'll tell you that.
That's where they kept the prisoners.
Incredible. There's some people lingering in the middle of the picture there in the field. I can't tell if they got uniforms or what.
And there was a lot of buildings. There were more than what you see in front here. There's more in the back there. But the bridge is knocked out completely. And along here someplace we have I wonder what happened to it. We have a picture of the temporary bridge that was put in by the Army, and we...
Whoa, this is you.
Yeah.
Big guy. Look, can I read the back of it?
Yeah.
Guess this is the mate to the one of you. Something you looked as if about to sneeze. I was doing something, I don't know what, but here it is, as you can well see. I can't explain the expression, just natural, I guess.
Oh, it was to my wife.
Wow.
She had it when I got home.
Here, it was like this.
And let me...
You got some beautiful, very well centered look at this picture. You fit this thing in here like a postcard. You centered that like a real photographer.
Well, they may be some of them postcards.
Oh, this.
But the other, this other stuff, as you see here, the ones that we have been looking at are all taken by
you.
either me or
buddy.
you know, this Upchurch was quite a
pal of yours.
He liked to do that, take pictures. So these pictures here are definitely just taken by
you,
me.
Yeah.
And not only by me, but by me and other people in my outfit.
Did you ever run across any down B-17s anywhere? What took me to asking the question? It seems like it took the Air Force and the Army years to realize, don't send B-17s out without any bomber escorts. Why did it take them up to, what, 2 years without any, before they had the knowledge they put in, you know, the extra gas tanks on them to get escorts? They sent them out with no escorts for 2 years before they had the long enough range gas tanks where they can, you know, they can send the accompanying
There's something
Mustangs
that
out with them.
most of the people don't realize. The Army never intended for me to come back.
Really?
They never intended for any of us to come back. They figure we're expendable. And they do the same thing with equipment, like a
Billions of dollars.
bomber. They don't expect it'll come back. They want to do this job, and that's the end.